Immigration agents in Washington, D.C. will now have to show warrants or give probable cause that a suspect is a flight risk before making arrests. A judge issued a preliminary injunction on that issue. Immigrant advocacy groups filed a lawsuit over arrests in D.C., arguing the federal officers have been arresting people indiscriminately in largely Latino neighborhoods. The plaintiffs provided sworn declarations from people who say that they were arrested without warrants or probable cause. Attorneys for the Trump administration, though, have denied having a policy that allows such arrests. This follows similar rulings in Colorado and California.
Joining us now, we're bringing back our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. So when we look at this, what is the SOP? What is standard operating procedure for arrest? Do you have to have probable cause, the flight risk? What changed here in Washington?
Absolutely nothing. And so I like that you said now. Let's be clear. Now is the standard. Now was the standard. The standard has not changed. It just, they weren't doing it. And so that's why you have folks file lawsuits. ACLU filed lawsuits in California alleging the same things, that they were stopping Latino folks just because they were Latino without anything else, no reasonable suspicion, which is the lower standard, and no probable cause, which is the higher standard. But you ask the question is, what is the standard? Well, if you look at the Immigration and Nationality Act, that's the standard. That's what sets the tone. That's what gives them their direction. Make a civil immigration arrest. It needs to have a warrant. If there's no warrant, if it's a warrantless arrest, it must be probable cause, and an assessment of escape risk must be supported. And so if you're not doing any of those things, if you just have these random checkpoints, and that's what these were, there are allegations in D.C. that they were just setting up checkpoints and just stopping people randomly. Well, if you're doing that and it's not connected to an actual crime, if you're not connecting it to any type of risk assessment, then it's all lawful, and it's unconstitutional. And that's what the judge said. And so it's not now. They should have been doing this. And ACLU had to file this lawsuit. People have to waste time going to court to ensure that you're holding them to the same standard, which is in black and white. It's on your website. So I didn't get this because I drafted it. It's on their site. Immigration and Nationality Act, this is the directives that they have to follow.
Okay, so are we going to see even more of these lawsuits, do you think? Because we already said that there are similar rulings in Colorado, now in D.C. If this was already the standard operating procedure and it's not being followed, are we going to see more lawsuits in places like Charlotte and New Orleans where these operations are happening?
Yeah, Colorado, California, Charlotte will probably be next because Colorado and California have already happened. You have this in D.C. that's happened. So check a box. Anywhere that they're going, I think lawsuits will follow behind. And that's typical. We're a litigious society. So you anticipate lawsuits will follow. What happens here, though, is that you have an organization, or I should say an agency, that is making it point to say, the rules, the regulations, the policies, we're going to put them aside and just move forward with our what we're attempting to do. That I've said this a couple of times, that the ends justify the means, or the means justifies the ends. That as long as we can deport as many folks as we're attempting to deport, as long as we can get to as many people as we can get to, how we get there doesn't matter. And if we have to clean up lawsuits on the back end, then that's what will have to happen. And that's what we've seen with this agency so far. Both the Department of Homeland Security, in terms of ICE and Border Patrol, have done and said the exact same things, that we will use any force and any means to get these folks.
All right, Khalif, appreciate it. Got another topic coming up with you coming up at 9 o'clock.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.